question. They told me to record. All right. So what I'm supposed to be doing training on is extra billing, and so we'll start with that. You guys might have different contracts depending on your association. So Marina, it really comes down to your contracts. Tammy, for you, it will be more standard. Marina Bay, I know, is a little bit more specialized.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share kind of Exhibit A is what is passed on to all of the board members at the beginning of the year. And so this sheet, it's kind of like an addendum to your contract. Can you see that on the screen all right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And so Exhibit A breaks down all of Collins Management charges for any given year, and then at the bottom is where additional labor is charged. So there's a number of different things where you're going to just bill at our hourly rate of $130. How we track that, or how I track that, is let's say I open up an insurance claim. Can you see this screen change? Did that process, or do I need to log out?
No,
you need to log out, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the same.
So I have to stop share. And then, so what I know that Dean has provided an app, and I haven't yet used that because that's brand new to me. So this is the old school way, simple Excel spreadsheet, date, I'll like record. This is actually a progress billing. So normally it would, if it was a real insurance, it would start from the date of loss. But this insurance claim was going on for a very, very long time. I already did progress billing 1. This was progress billing 2, just kind of tracking the time. And then I had the total time. And then when I do it, then I will complete the invoice form. Have you guys know how to make invoices? Have you done the invoice or used the invoice form? Oh, no.
No.
Okay. So I'm going to stop share. Where you can find all of these different forms is in the Z Drive All folder, and it will have like, and I happen to just save all of these on my, I keep a forms folder for, Collins, just because I'm in and out of these so frequently. I just keep it on my desktop.
Okay.
Whatever is easiest for you, but I guess I should show you the invoice form, because when you submit your extra billing or have meeting overtime or things like that, this is where you're going to need to go for that. So I'm going to share my screen again. Let me know if I'm moving through this really quickly. I know I move very fast and talk really fast too. Okay, so can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is what the Collins Management Invoice Form looks like. Has a whole bunch of different fields. For special project is where normally those extra billings go, either in special projects. Sometimes you have meeting overtime and things like that. So that is the invoice form. I'll scroll down. When you've completed the invoice form and the time investment form, you're going to want to send it in a file and email it over to Savannah. Savannah is the one who then creates a formal Collins invoice and will upload it into Strongroom. It's up to you to by default, it'll just get added to the normal Collins Management invoice. But if you want it billed separately, like let's say it should come out of reserves, or the board wants to see it as a separate line item because you want to charge it back to someone, that's where you'd request, hey, please invoice this separately. So that is extra billing in a nutshell.
Okay.
Are there any questions?
How can we tell? I'm curious to know if Lisa, I'll have to look through, I haven't even looked through the contract, to be honest. So I don't know exactly what would be considered extra projects for Marina Bay. And I feel pretty confident that Lisa throughout the last year probably did not do any extra building. But I'm wondering if maybe the woman in the seat before Beth had done so.
So some of the, I knew Beth very well, and I know some of the things that she would take on as an extra billing thing are a lot of the project management type of things. So I know that back in the day, you guys had a huge dry rot project, and so you would want to clock your time to be able to help manage that. Um, and because sometimes they rely on you more than like a project manager, even though you might have both, but there is some extra support that would be required for those sorts of projects. So, but that's all I
Do
could
you
think
know
of
if
as far as
she
like GMs. Yeah.
did she? Yeah, are the other GMs who have similar contracts? Do you know if they're doing extra billing, or should I just reach out individually to them and see how they're doing that?
Yeah, I would reach out individually to see how they're managing those. Um, and then of course the contracts it might say in there as well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go too much into punch lists because I know, Stephanie, do you have an assistant out there? No, it's just you. Okay. um, so you probably wouldn't use this as much. Maybe you would use it just for your personal use. But as a portfolio manager, when I manage about 10 accounts, so after a meeting, I'll either my assistant, if they attend the meeting, they'll do the minutes, or I do the minutes if they don't attend my meeting. But I always create a punch list. So some managers have their assistants do it, some managers do it themselves, sometimes it's a combined effort. Me personally, as a manager, I let if they're attending a meeting, I let my assistants do the minutes, and I focus on the punch list and the action items that need to be done. And I'll send it to them because they're probably sending me the draft of minutes around the same time that I'm sending them this punch list. Oops. So I'm going to screen share this with you. Tammy, as a manager assistant, your manager, who do you work with out there? Ree.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she uses this punch list system. She was kind of a seasoned.
She did when we first took over Bravo,
Okay.
because we did have a bunch of issues because we just took Bravo over on the first.
Okay.
And I started on the third.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, we had the punch list and went through it and stuff.
Yeah. So this is. Oh, tell them to hold on. Okay, so this is what I use for, this is just Camelback. They only meet quarterly, but I have the agenda items on the top, things that my assistant knows to include in the next agenda. All my action items, like little notes on, how to put together the packets. And then I have this little cheat sheet at the bottom for myself, just with the election stuff. Just as reminders of when their last annual meeting date was, and things like that. So every couple of weeks I might check in with my assistant and say, hey, what's the status of this account, and just to make sure that we're staying on task. But everybody is going to have their own system. This is just the one that we set up and has worked over the years. And most associations, almost every association, will have a punch list folder. They'll either have it by their normally by when their meeting dates, and some are just the ongoing punch list.
Okay.
So.
And yours is in your folder for
in my Z drive under the association.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's one property you manage, just out of curiosity?
Camelback is the one I just showed you. Really small association. They only meet quarterly, so I just have a ongoing one. But ones that meet like on a monthly basis, like View Park, 1,121 homes. There's one for each month. So.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So that's it. Those are the two things I'm supposed to train on. Are there any questions? I told you 10 minutes. Right on time.
Woo, you are on. It's actually 11. So.
Oh, just finished.
The first meeting
was interruptions.
I was gonna say your son was there for a little bit too. So
yeah. Yeah. Are there any questions?
No,
Great.
Okay. Well, feel free to IM me or, reach out to me at any time. So
all
I'm
right.
always
Thank you.
around.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
All right,
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Bye.